Low show-up rates are really common nowadays in entrepreneurs. It also has been common for me. But I built a system within AA voice call where we can send calls before the meetings as a reminder, also with the Calendly ones, so that we get a bigger show-up rate and that we are not gonna get more people not going to the meetings. So without further ado, let's go into n8n and Babi to build this system. Let's go! So here we are in n8n, ready to start this scenario of the automation for reminders, but instead of the typical ones from Calendly with call calls. So I'm gonna start directly. We're gonna click on create workflow. So first of all, as we want to do reminders, we have to do it at least once a day, so that every meeting that we are gonna have each day is gonna be reminded. But how are we gonna execute then the scenario? We're gonna execute it on a schedule. So let's say that our Calendly starts at 10 a.m. So we are gonna trigger this at 9 a.m. This way we are gonna have all the calls for the reminders sent at the hour of 9 a.m. What are we gonna do now? We're gonna come here. We're gonna add here a Google Calendar module. There you go, in which we are gonna click here on get many events. There you go, perfect. And instead of this, in week, we are gonna put, instead of week, we're gonna put hour. There you go, so that we want it to be executed. Let's say that our Calendly finishes 12 hours later at 9 p.m. So we're gonna put 12. There you go. We're gonna click actually on return all. So I don't think that we will have so many. I'm gonna choose in this case my calendar. There you go. I'm gonna click here. We could add some options order by, but this is not important. So I have to change this to 1. Sorry about it. So guys, I've done a test. So remember that you have to click here in settings and basically click on always output data, because if not, we're not gonna get all the info from the events. So what we have to do now? So as we are gonna normally register all our information of the leads that we have an appointment with inside, let's say, a CRM like Airtable, Google Sheets, or Notion, that will later be deleted, we are gonna actually search for the emails attendee inside the Google Sheets to get the row and there find the email. So I've come here inside Google Sheets to create this sheet in which we're gonna call it reminder, and we are gonna include here the name, and I have set these columns: the name, the email, the phone number, the date of appointment, and the hour of appointment. Why are we gonna use the hour of appointment? Because that way we are gonna say the hour in a modular, natural way, instead of saying you've got a meeting today at the 27th of March, you know. So that's why we're gonna go now into Sheets, come here, and we are gonna click here on Get Rush. Now I'm gonna basically select my document of reminder and the first sheet I have, and inside filters what we are gonna do is select the column of email, and here we are gonna go directly into the emails attendees and leave it here. That way we are gonna take the row that is exactly the email appointment. Perfect. So that way we are gonna get everything set up. So that now what we are gonna do is basically go set up a transient assistant, because right now as we are gonna get that row, we can test the step. There you go, and we are gonna get everything. The phone number is empty by now, but if we just put it here, our phone number, it will appear. We're gonna go build a transient assistant really fastly, not very complex as we built in the channel, to basically send this call and send the reminder to this person, and that we can personalize it basically following the typical guide and the typical path that we follow with a transient assistant. So the step now is gonna go to Papi. There you go. We're gonna open the dashboard, and once you are here and you've logged in inside your account, you'll have to come here into help API documentation, and let's go now to create a system. So we typically do in the channel. Once it charges, we're gonna click on try it. There you go, and we are gonna go with firstly transcriber. I'm gonna change it to DeepGrant. Perfect. We are gonna go in this case with language, and it's gonna be English. There you have it. Model, I'm gonna choose the Nova 2, which is what I usually use. Let's go with model. Babi has improved a lot here because it has included Grok, DeepSeek even, Inflation AI, Papi has his own AI, Perplexity AI, so just choose the one you prefer and you want to test. And we could test if you want DeepSeek AI, and yeah, it's not gonna change anything. Reasoner if you want. And let's continue. Messages, here we're gonna add the prompt, so it's gonna be in this case system, and we are gonna add the content here. There you go. Max tokens, we're gonna leave it in 1000. There you go. Temperature, I'm gonna leave it in 0.2. With this I think that we are good to go. We'll add later the prompt, we're not gonna add it right now. I got the mistake here. There you go. But back to max tokens, and then let's go with voice. Instead of Azure, let's go with 11 labs. Here you could choose a random one from 11 labs that you want. For example, I'm here in 11 labs, and we can go to get English, and we're gonna have an accent from, for example, let's say an Indian one that is usually really realistic. Yeah, Indian here. And let's test, for example, this one.
You know, it's not just about what we say, it's how we say it that truly matters. So let's create something.
Yeah, it sounds really realistic. So I'm gonna view it. I'm gonna click here to get the ID. There you go. Once I have copied, I'm gonna come here to string, and I'm gonna copy it here. There you go, perfect. I've added the language and just type en, and the model that is gonna be depending on what your interest. Flash is gonna respond faster, but not so well, so that's why I usually go with Turbo V25. We don't have to add anything more here. Well, we can actually add speed, which is actually something I like a lot. I'm gonna leave it in 1.1. But well, as it's an Indian accent, I'm gonna decrease it to 0.9. Then we're gonna choose the first message, which is gonna be important in this case. First message mode, where we're gonna choose assistant speaks first. I will also add later the first message. The server messages and the client messages are always welcome. I'm gonna add here in this case the end of call report. There you go, perfect. And background sound, which is gonna be off. And we are gonna leave the name, of course. So finally, we are gonna add the server in case we want to collect the transcripts. And of course, we are also gonna add the artifact plan also in case we want to collect the transcripts also. So let's go with artifact plan, transcript plan, and I'm gonna put enabled write. Okay, so right now I'm gonna go to write the prompt and the first message, and I will add it right now. So I've already written the prompt. I'm gonna add it right here. There you go. I'm gonna get the first message. Here it is, which is gonna be with the variables of the first name, and also it's gonna have the hour of event. So we're gonna get that first message, and we're gonna include also here. Instead name, I'm gonna put the assistant of reminders. For example, I'm inside server URL here. We should actually add a webhook, but we will be creating a video more extensive or a better version of this agent in the future. So by now I'm gonna just put webhook.com. Perfect. So with this set, what I'm gonna do is the typical thing we do now. Basically, I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna copy from here down to this part. There you go. Now we're gonna go to a JSON editor online. I'm gonna basically paste it here, take this out, paste it here, transform it. There you go, perfect. I'm gonna copy it back. And what are we gonna do now? Good question. So we're gonna come here. We are gonna basically add an edit fields, and we are gonna go with JSON. Perfect. So we're gonna go with an expression, and we are gonna add this here. Perfect. So we're gonna open this up, and wherever it says first name, we are gonna change it with the name. There you go. And we're gonna bring it here. So we just repeat everything, and where it says our event, that's why we wanted the hour of appointment, we are gonna include the hour of appointment. So I'm gonna repeat this with all of the variables. So I've already done it. We're just gonna click here, and we're gonna click. Okay, so with the test done, I'm gonna come again, and I'm gonna add the array aggregator. There you go, in which we are gonna basically include all item data. Okay, so now we can basically test it. and we can see here in JSON that we are gonna receive all the data. Perfect. So now we're gonna add a new edit fields, perfect, in which we are gonna actually include the manual mapping. We're gonna put here assistant. Here is how we're gonna call it, and inside the value we're gonna bring this data, and we're gonna write dot first parentheses. Perfect. Again, we can test it. Works perfectly. Finally, let's go, and we're gonna add here the HTTP module. In this case, that we will be adding right now. How are we gonna do it? We're gonna come here, and we are gonna get out of this part from create assistant, and we're gonna go directly to get call and create call, basically. So we're gonna add, in this case, the name. We're gonna add the phone number ID, the ID of the phone number that we will use to create the call, the customer, and here inside the customer we're gonna add the number that we're gonna call, the extension, and the name of the customer. You should also add here the assistant. So with this name we could actually remove it, so we are gonna have to include the assistant. We're gonna just leave it here because we will be adding the one that we have before. So we are gonna take this, copy it, bring it here. We're gonna take out everything that we have here. There you go. Paste here, transform. There you go. Copy it, bring it here. And what we are gonna do now is put here the post. We are gonna send a body in which we're gonna put raw. It's gonna be content type application JSON. And inside the body we're gonna go directly to expression, in which we're gonna add all what we have here, basically. Inside transcriber we're gonna take this out, and we're gonna place it here. Perfect. Later we are gonna go with the phone number ID that you should get from Bapi. You should basically come here, go to phone number, and take the ID that you have from your number from Twilio or Buenas. Inside here the number, we are just gonna come down here inside the Google Sheets part, and we are gonna basically select here the number. I mean, you could add here the country code and the plus, because it's normally not gonna be added inside Google Sheets. So just get the column of phone number and place it here. Inside name we are gonna take the name. Extension we're gonna leave it empty. So now we're gonna go back, and we're gonna send some header. Yeah, using these ones that we have here. So which ones are we gonna add? We're gonna add here authorization. There you go. And here you have to add basically your API key. So you put here bearer, and here you have to add the API key you have from Bapi, the private one. We're gonna add another one that is gonna be, in this case, the content type application JSON. There you go. There you go. And we're gonna copy also this one. There you go. Bring it here. Perfect. And also what we should do is basically come here, copy this part, and bring it here inside the URL. There you go. Perfect. So now we only have to update this part, see that it works. I'm gonna change and put my bearer and my phone number ID. Okay, so with this done, what we're gonna do basically is go to test this. I'm gonna go basically to my calendar, and I'm gonna create here an event at 9:30, from 9:30 to 10 a.m, which is gonna be, for example, meeting 1. I'm gonna add a guest, which is gonna be the same that we will put here. Let's update this to be on the 29th of March at 9 a.m. We're gonna do right now this manually, but then we will also create a small system where we will add this completely automatically. I'm gonna leave this that way. I'm gonna put the guest as max@max.com. There you go. I'm gonna save it. Don't send, and the same email as we have here. Okay, so I'm gonna write now at my number. Perfect. I have added it, and I'm gonna place here the plus that we're gonna need probably for the number. There you go. And I'm gonna add also my phone number ID. Okay, so let's go to test the workflow. There you go. I'm gonna receive it shortly. Perfect. The test number.
Hey Max, this is Raj, the assistant of James Williams of Science Marketing. This is just a reminder that you have scheduled today a meeting at 9:30 a.m. See you then.
Yeah, perfect. I will see you. I will be there. Bye. With this done, I'm gonna show you how we are gonna build a small system within cal.com once we receive those events to include all the information here. So we're gonna come into the personal and I'm gonna create a new workflow, and we're gonna add inside the first step a cal.com module. There you go, cal.com, in which we're gonna put on booking created. Perfect. So here you have to place your API key from cal.com. Once I have gotten it, we're gonna click here and we're gonna continue with on booking created. We can test the step, and we are gonna go wait until a booking is created. So I'm gonna go basically to my booking. Here it is, and I'm gonna book an appointment, for example, for tomorrow 9. I'm gonna put a random number here. There you go, and I'm gonna put some additional notes. Well, let's go with another one. There you go. I'm gonna book it, and once it's booked, I'm gonna come here and we got all the information. Perfect. Okay, so now with this done, we are gonna go to a date module, and here we're gonna put to format date. So we're gonna take the start time and we are gonna actually add two of them. First of all, it would be we're gonna do a custom format in which we're, depending on where you are, as I'm in Europe it's usually day, month, year, and then the hour and minute. But as we want to know exactly for including in the call, we're gonna also create another one. Careful with the spelling mistakes, because we have to put the M's in capital letters, because if not it's gonna have a mistake with the minutes. And I'm gonna add another one of from date, in which we are gonna format it but in another way. What we are gonna do is bring it here, and we want exactly the custom format. And so we're gonna include here h8, the M, and you're also gonna include the A, which is gonna know if it's AM or PM. So you can test it, and here we have it. So now we're gonna basically add a Google Sheets module, or append actually a row in Sheet. We're gonna go to the reminder one. There you go, and I'm gonna choose this one. And what we are gonna do is include the information that we have here. Instead of the organizer, we want the attendee, in which we have to include here the name, the email, the phone number, which I've added down here. Inside phone, you get the value, the date of appointment, which I'm gonna choose the first one, formatted date, and the hour. This is why we added the last date and time module, which I'm gonna add it here. There you go. So we're gonna test the step. There you go. So once we come here, we're gonna see that it has been updated exactly as we wanted. A bit different from here. We can understand it at least, right? With this, we will have finished both systems. The one for integrating all this data inside the Google Sheets from cal.com, and this system for the reminder with an AI voice call. And now we're gonna basically go to the part of saying goodbye with the video. So guys, this has been all for the video. I hope you've enjoyed and you've learned how to build this AI voice call reminder through Google Calendar and cal.com, and you are able to integrate this system into your day-to-day so that you get no more no-show up. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.